so we could just...
Hello, everyone. Dyce, Quirk here, and we are so
no.
excited to see all of you guys. We just realized right now that...
Oh.
Wait. Can you let us know in the comments if we are live right now? We think we might not have been live this entire time. Are you guys... Can you guys see us? Like, right now, can you see us? Please let us know in the comments. There we go. Guys, we have been going for like the last 17 minutes, but we were using new Livestream software, and so, oh my gosh, that's so funny. Okay.
Well, we got to take two, so.
Yeah, here we go. We got to take two.
All right.
So, welcome,
Hi.
guys. It's so nice to see you. My name's Tim.
Sorry for the wait if you were waiting.
Yeah, or Dyce Quirk, and so it's so nice to see you guys. So in this, it's so funny. I wish you guys could have seen.
We've just been talking for 15 minutes to no one.
And we were like, oh, well, no comments or anything. Oh, that's too bad.
Looking,
okay, sorry.
Live chat? No. Okay.
So in this video, we're going to be talking about Sports Day in Japan. And we, in this particular video, I'll let you guys know the layout. We're going to be talking about Sports Day. We're before that, going to give you guys a general idea of what our channel's going to be doing for a while, because we have some plans and we'd like to share that with you. Yes. And after that, we'll talk about the format for Sports Day, like time, how it's kind of timed out. Then we will have a Q&A session where you guys can ask some questions about, Sports Day or Jet or living in Japan, anything you guys like. And following that, we'll also ask you guys what you want the next live stream to be about. So, yeah, we are so excited to have you guys here. And the first thing that we were going to talk about real quick was we wanted to give you a general idea about our schedule, what it's going to look like for the channel. Yes. So, on the channel, recently we've been putting out a lot of fun fact videos. We have a fun fact video every single day, Monday through Friday. And Ed, can you send the link in the chat right here? I have it.
The link to what? I'm sorry.
The link to the fun fact videos. So we have fun fact videos coming every day, and it's just right there. You can copy and paste that into the live stream.
I'm on here.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, the fun fact videos, they could be just a random fun fact every single day. We're doing that to kind of space out in between our longer format videos. And recently we've been super crazy busy. Like, this last week we had...
It's been wild.
Yeah, it's been so wild. We had a great big evaluation at one of my schools. I'm in the JET program, so I work inside of the schools over here in Japan. And actually literally on Monday, so 2 days from now, I have a meeting that I'm supposed to be helping direct. And that's been super crazy, like getting everything figured out for that. And then in addition to that, this weekend I had 3 videos I have to make for a retreat in Pennsylvania, and then we are also trying to make the videos for here. So it's just been super crazy. So
we're back.
At the end of this month, we are actually going to be focusing, like once we finish, we're going to be focusing a lot on the YouTube channel, trying to get you guys some long form content as well as your daily Monday through Friday fun fact videos. And we're going to try to do one live stream per month at the very last Saturday of the month.
Be night for us, morning for you all if you're in the States. We'll try to keep it around 10 p.m., 11 p.m. for us, 8 a.m., 9 a.m. for you all. That might
Central
change.
Standard Time.
Yeah, that might change, but that's what we're sticking with at the moment.
Yeah, and if you guys have a preferred time, please let us know in the comments. That way we can, just kind of adjust our schedule to you guys. Were you able to...
Yes, but I realized I had it on mine.
Oh, okay.
But we could add it later and do it.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Later. Yeah, so, yeah, let's get into this. Let's see here.
Sports Day.
Yeah, let's talk about Sports Day.
Have you heard about it before?
Yes. In case you...
I hadn't.
Yeah.
But I haven't done research on culture and stuff. I'm just experiencing it as I go.
Yeah. Maybe you've watched some anime and you've seen, like, the specific episode where... like all of the kids, they go out and they're competing with each other. That is what Sports Day is, okay? So in Japan, there's a specific day that happens in every elementary school, and it also happens separately inside of every junior high school. And it's this thing called Sports Day where they're put into 2 different teams, either red team or white team, okay? And they divide this all the way from 1st grade through 6th grade in the elementary schools and 7th grade through 9th grade in the junior high schools. And when they're doing this, they have red and white, which that's supposed to be actually a callback to the samurai era. Just a little fun fact. We talked about this earlier this week, if you've been checking out our fun fact videos. But basically, samurai, when they came to a battle, they would just kind of line up on both sides of a big field, and one team or one group would be under a red banner, one group would be under a white banner. And so that's lived on today in Sports Day.
Yes.
So, basically the kids will compete, and then at the end of the day, they'll decide which team wins, the red or the white. Yes. But it's a little bit different than a traditional, like,
field day back home.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than a field day.
When I think sports day, I think of field day back home, and we just, like, did random stuff. Like, just went for it, just competed, and then went home with mud all over my shorts.
Yeah, and one thing that I think is a bigger focus here is it's actually very encouraging. Like, both teams are very much encouraging one another. During school, I ask the kids, when sports day comes up, which team should I cheer for? Should I cheer for the white team or the red team? And, they're on different teams and stuff. And they're always like, cheer for both teams. Cheer for both. Every single
person's like, cheer for both.
Yeah. So even the teachers were telling me that, like, make sure you cheer for both teams. And I was like, okay, it doesn't seem as competitive if I'm cheering for everybody. But anywho, that's definitely been a little bit different. And
it's like it's competitive, but it's not about the competition or about winning. It's about having fun and working together. And
yeah, which one big thing I should bring up about that is this is the second sports day that we've attended. We actually attended one this morning. So, definitely something to bring up.
And they were different. They were different. So
yeah, they both function differently.
Each school kind of did its own thing a little bit.
Yes. And so let's talk about the general layout for what sports day looks like, okay?
Yes.
Typically, they would start with Owendan. So there was like some cheering where both the red team and the white team would cheer for each other. Okay. So the white team would they would encourage their team, and then they would turn around and they'd be like,
it's like,
go red,
like they had like
red.
a hype man up on like a pedestal, just a hype kid. He just got up there and he was just like, whoa, and then he just started going like, whoa, and then they played a song with the taiko and he was like, whoa, whoa. And then everyone did it too. It's like, what's even happening?
Yeah.
And then they turned around and did the same thing for the other team. And they're like, go. So
it's very interesting. If you haven't heard of Owendan, which is like Japanese cheerleading, it's very manly, and I would definitely recommend you check it out. It's very, very interesting. So after they would do the cheering, they would move into sorry. I have notes here,
the principal and the vice principal always are talking at the beginning of the events as well.
Yeah.
I don't know which one started first, but
they do some speeches to start off everything, and then they follow it with Ragio Taiso. Ragio Taiso is really big in Japan. It's basically radio calisthenics. So Ragio being radio, and then calisthenics, or Taiso being calisthenics, which I didn't know this until today.
We did some research.
We did a little bit of research. Apparently, Ragio Taiso came from the United States when some Japanese businessmen went over to the United States. They heard some of the radio calisthenics that were being done in the 1920s. Which
I didn't even know we had.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't know it.
Learned about our country a little bit too.
Yeah, and when they brought it back to Japan, it was adapted, and it was
militarized it.
Yeah, they militarized it to keep all of their soldiers and stuff healthy that were both at home and out on the field. And after World War II, after the Japanese lost in 1945, they actually were outlawed from having Ragio Taiso
forcibly disbanded.
Yeah, for like 6 years. And then NHK, after kind of messing with it a little bit, like changing it, it came back to Japan, and now it's still strong today. So Ragio Taiso, I would definitely recommend looking it up.
That would be a whole thing that we do, like a whole video. We might even maybe do Ragio Taiso for you.
Yeah.
It's a whole cultural thing of Japan.
Yes, so
office workers will do it together.
Yeah, office workers. And at this event, they had the Ragio Taiso where all of the teachers and all of the students, they're doing all their calisthenics in front of everybody while we're just kind of sitting down watching. So that was very
all the parents
interesting.
are chilling, and then all the teachers and students are
doing all this, yeah. And after the Ragio Taiso, they kind of get started into the races. Now, in sports day, it goes race, performance, race, performance, race, performance, and it goes all the way through that way until the very end. And something that was interesting was when we were at one school, all the performances were dances and just song. Okay. The second school that we went to today, this morning, it actually was like games, like competitions in themselves with some dancing.
I really like those. Those are so cool.
Yeah, the ones that we went to today were really, really cool.
They were really cool.
I'll have to tell you about some of the games they played, but we'll do that after we tell you the general layout. And also with the races, they start with the 4th grade, then they go to the 3rd grade races, then the 2nd grade, then 1st grade, then 5th and 6th grade. And after they finish everything for one event, going through all the grades, they move on to a performance, then move on to the next race, and so on and so forth. After they finish all of the races and performances, they back to this page because I have the stuff written down here. They end the event with stretches again in front of everybody, which was kind of different. I'd never been to an event in America where after they finished the athletic event, everyone just started doing stretches. Okay. But they did the stretches. Then they announced the winners of all the competitions and also the winner between the red and white team. Then they gave awards and they had more speeches.
Lots of speeches.
Very speech
That is
heavy.
a major part of Japanese culture.
Yes.
Speeches.
And if you go into the JET program and you don't have great Japanese, that'll be a big part of your life, is just kind of sitting and listening. And not completely understanding. But
you get used to it.
Yeah, you get used to it.
You start to understand.
Yeah, like my Japanese isn't bad. I mean, I'd definitely say I'm like more beginner, but I'm hoping to improve it a little bit more. Yeah, we're both improving. We'll have to share some resources with you guys that we've been finding really interesting and helpful. But after they give the awards, after the speeches, then they do the school song, and it's over. Yeah. Yes. So let's talk about just a couple of our impressions. What are some of the impressions that you had of Sports Day after you got to see it for the first time in person? Something that stuck with you.
I don't know. I just think it's cool that I think it's really cool that they have like the dances and the music in between all of the events, because it's not just about the competition. Running. It's not just about running. It's like a whole show.
Yes.
Like parents are basically, it's like just a whole thing for parents and for the teachers. I mean, it's even fun for the kids too, because you get to learn a dance. It's cool to do a dance together, all in sync.
And also, while I was at school,
pop culture too, because if you look at a lot of J-pop, K-pop, it's all choreographed dance. Like all the teams go together, so it's like very cool.
Yeah,
very cool.
And also, like at our sports event, they actually had kids dancing to the opening to Jujutsu Kaisen, and just
they use like really big time popular
that the kids would like
anime right now. The kids are into.
Yeah, and in addition to that, oh shoot, I was gonna say something.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, anywho,
we'll think of it.
Oh, I wanted to share a video with you guys in this video, like from the event, but that would get me kicked out of
the country.
So over here, they have really, really strict laws for like taking pictures of children. So the school, they can post pictures of the students because all of the parents filled out paperwork saying that, hey, we are allowing you to use our children's photos. But me, as an ALT or an assistant language teacher, I am not given those privileges, so I can't share that with you guys here on YouTube. I really wanted to. That's so cool. Some of the dances they did, which because I work in the school, I got to see them practicing before the event.
So cool. Their dances were so cool.
Yes, and they actually canceled English class a couple times because they were having to practice for this particular event. So that is also pretty interesting when they think, they say this is more important than English right now, and it's okay. I'm not a little bit hurt at all. Having said that, some of the dances. Did you get one of the names of one of the dances?
Yeah. So recently we've been to a couple matsuris, like in Sendai. We went to one. The one in Sendai recently hadn't happened because of Corona for a few years. So
yeah, so this is the first time in 3 years that they had it.
It was a big deal that they had it this year. We went, and the same song that they were performing mostly in Sendai, the children also did it at the sports days. It's called Soran Bushi. That's the name of the song. I forget
they called it
the dance.
The Dance of the Sparrow. I don't remember the Japanese name for it, but it's called the Dance of the Sparrow.
That's the one. They had fans.
Yeah,
that was in Sendai. I don't know if that's the name of the dance that the kids did.
Oh, I don't think it's the one the kids did.
But the song is Soran Bushi, and I don't know, it's like a Japanese sea shanty.
Yeah. And all the kids
really
know
cool.
it. They all had fun doing it.
And they do these crazy low lunges.
Like lunges where they go down on one leg and down on the other.
Really fast. And then that's a whole other thing too, is that when there's performances, a lot of times everyone will shout, encore.
Yeah,
encore.
and then they'll do an encore.
And then it was funny because at the first sports day, after they did the really low lunge dance, where they just like, I don't even know how they go down and up that fast. Like my knee would just pop.
They're kids. They have the energy.
But they go. And it was funny because when they said encore, when they were calling for an encore, it's like half the kids are like hyped, and then half the kids are like, kill me, please.
Yeah, because it's really difficult looking.
Those were low lunges.
Yes. But in addition to like the dances and stuff, they have really awesome dances. If I find one online, I'll make sure that in the pinned comment for this video, I'll put just like a link to another video that legally is allowed to show you guys the dance. And
I'm sure we'll see more stuff the longer we're here. We just can't share anything from the school specifically.
Yeah, otherwise we'll get deported. So we don't want that. But in addition to that, they also have little game competitions. And so we just saw those today, this morning, when we went to our second sports day. It was so fun. So yeah.
I wanted to do it.
I'll tell you all three of them, okay? There was 3 divisions that they had these special games, okay? The first game that they had was they had like a basket that went up, and there was a circle. It was on a big pole, and the teachers spread a bunch of bags on. Yeah, like hacky sacks on the ground.
Bean bags, hacky sacks?
Yes. And so there was a bunch of red hacky sacks, and there was a bunch of white hacky sacks, and they had 2 separate baskets, okay? And they started playing some music from some anime. I don't know what it was, but
that one was Demon Slayer.
Was that Demon Slayer?
Yeah,
okay.
The really popular Demon Slayer.
So Kimetsu no Yaiba. Yeah, so they start playing this music, and when they hear, like, there's a bunch of kids around each one of the baskets for both teams, and when they blow the whistle, then all of the kids go from dancing to picking up the hacky sacks and trying to throw it into the basket as fast as they can, and they're all tiny, so it's very difficult for them.
I think that was Ichi Nensei.
That might have been Ichi and Nensei, maybe.
Okay, I think they were the first graders, the youngest.
So they were all trying to throw these hacky sacks in, and then he'll blow the whistle again. They'll all go back to dancing, and then he'll blow the whistle again. And they did this for the rest, like the whole song. And after they finished, they had all the kids sit down, and then they tilted the basket down so that one of the teachers could go over, and they counted off every one of the balls.
The MC was like, each, neat. And then the person that was holding the basket would just throw one at a time until they saw who had the most and then how many they had, and they counted off all together.
Yes. And honestly, if you work with a youth group, this is a great game, okay? This is a great idea.
Any group activity, it's a fun group activity.
Yes, it's a great group activity.
If you have friends and you don't know what to do, and it's Friday, and
I'm pretty sure you can make this really easy. Just
find a laundry basket and go for it.
Put it on a pole.
Yeah.
There you go. But anywho, so that was the first activity. The second activity that they did, I remember the third one. What was the second one again? Oh, the ball. Okay.
Can I tell that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so they had this really cool relay where there's a song playing, and they had all these sticks face down in a barrel. So that each team had their own barrel. And then they had each team had 2 poles and a big rubber ball. And so at the start, they would use like a little cap gun to start. So they'd do, pew, and then the song would start, and both teams, the kids would all be lined up, 2-man teams on each team. They would put the rubber ball in between the two sticks. Oh, I'm sorry. They start off by pulling a stick out of the barrel, and at the end of it is a color, and that would tell them which flag they need to run to. So each team had 3 flags. So they figure out which one they're running to, and then they pick up a rubber ball, and they have to run around the pole with the flag.
Just so you guys can like see this, basically they had these long poles that 2 people on each team, they would grab the ends of the poles, they would have to like scoop up the ball and then run together.
Run with the rubber ball.
Yeah, run with the rubber ball around the different flags.
And then come back.
And come back.
And then it relayed. So then the next team would pull the next 2-person
after they came back
would grab the next stick out of the barrel, see which flag they have to run to, and then of course each team had to run like the same they
had the same kinds of sticks, the same colored sticks and stuff inside of their barrels. They just didn't know which one they were going to get.
Yeah.
So if you had a group that was really, really fast, and then they pull the closest flag, it's like, oh shoot, we wanted them to get the furthest flag to get us like a bigger advantage.
Yes.
So that was a really cool activity, and that was really fun to watch.
Kept dropping the rubber ball because it was so windy out.
Yeah, it was so windy today.
It was crazy windy today.
Yeah. And then the third activity, which I saw, she got distracted by a caterpillar.
There was a caterpillar.
Yes.
And I was taking photos.
Yes, she was taking photos of the caterpillar. But it's all good. I'm sorry. But the third activity that they did in between the races was kind of like a combination of tug of war and steal the bacon. So they had a bunch of these rubber rings in the middle of a field with kids on the white team on one side and kids on the red team on the other side. And then they also had a bunch of ropes. And so the ropes, if you grabbed one and brought it to your side, that was worth 3 points. If you grabbed one of the rings and brought it to your side, it was worth 1 point. And so they shot the gun, and the kids all had to run out and grab whatever they could and bring it to their side and see who can get the most points. And they did this for 2 rounds, okay? But the thing is, lots of kids want the rope because it's worth 3 points. So if kids on both sides grab the rope, it's like tug of war. And so you'll have like a tug of war going here, a tug of war going over there. Some kids just grabbing things and running straight back.
Rubber rings.
Yeah, and as they get the rubber rings back, they're like, oh, I got to help my teammates. So then they would jump to different ropes. And so it was a very cool version of tug of war. And I got it recorded, but again, I'm so sorry. I'm not allowed to show the video. Otherwise, I'll get deported because of the silly school rules, which are not silly. They make perfect sense.
They're totally reasonable.
Yes, but I really wanted to share some of the video.
Sharing with you all.
Yes. So yeah, there is that. Was there anything else that really... Oh, as the kids were racing around, they had other students that were designated as like...
Basically, any of the students that weren't participating at that moment were in like stands for their team. So they had like the white team and the red team in seating, and they would just be the cheerleaders. So as people ran by, they had like water bottles full of like beads or like
rocks,
pebbles and stuff,
whatever.
and they would just go and create a bunch of noise.
But they also had for every race 4 students that were wearing like different jerseys. One would have a 1 on it, another would have a 2, 3, 4. Okay. Mm-hmm. And those students, their job was to watch with like eagle eyes as students raced around. And once the first person passed the finish line, the guy with the 1 would run over and he'd grab that person by the shoulder and then just like kind of force him.
It wasn't like aggressive, but it was aggressive. It was like, I am attached to you. Like until it was marked down in the books, it was like, this is my guy. Yeah, I am number 1. He is number 1.
Yes. And so it was just a way to designate which student got first place, second place, third place, and fourth place. But it was different and also very interesting. I'm glad that they incorporated the students like that. It definitely gave them more responsibility, and also
that's just something that I've noticed at like all the events that we've been to, which hasn't been too many because of COVID. Here in Japan, it's still a very big deal.
Yeah.
Again, depending on the school.
Yeah.
But they're very, very wary of COVID, and so there have been a lot of events that just don't happen, and school events that have been postponed or like visitors have been limited to where it's just family or no family.
Yeah.
So the ones we've been to, there's always students that are a part of the organization of like running the event, like MC
which
student,
is really, really cool. Just the schools, they're very intentional about incorporating students into the organization.
Instilling leadership skills.
Yes, leadership skills.
Really, really nice.
Yes. And in addition to that, one thing that I wanted to bring up was for those of you guys that are interested in coming to Japan, we're really hoping that the borders open up soon. We've heard some stuff, and we've also heard some weary rumors. But
there's always rumors.
Hopefully we'll be able to fill you guys in a little bit more on the information from our side about that a little bit later. Yeah. But yes, the students help out with all that stuff. Is there anything else that we wanted to bring out? There was the Radio Taiso. They cheered each other, races, the ball game.
They had relays. Like regular relays. Actually, the relays, besides like the random competitions that weren't races that they had, I really liked the relays because it was just fun. You had no idea who was going to win. It was just constantly changing.
Yeah.
Who was in the lead. That was really fun.
Yeah. Oh, and we saw some students actually trip like during the event. And here's
the. You sound excited about.
Well, I know it sounds weird.
We saw some kids fall.
Yeah, we saw some kids fall, but the thing that was interesting was, we mentioned before, all of the students are super supportive in this event. Like, it is a competition, but all of the kids are supporting each other. And so, like, we literally watched a kid trip and fall, and then a kid that was just barely in the lead, like in front of him,
oh my gosh,
like turned around, stopped, like made sure he was okay, and then started running. And the one kid that was barely in front of him, he actually ended up losing the race.
Yeah, he got last place because he stopped to check on the person that fell behind him.
Yes, and I think that that's very endearing. Like, it's very nice to know that the students care more about that portion of the competition. Like, they want everyone to do their best. They don't want to win from some like happenstance, like lucky moment.
Because if I was in his place, I'd be like, yes,
I lucked out.
You can't beat me.
Yeah, so
eat my dust.
Yeah. Oh wait, we have some comments here.
Yes.
Congrats on your first sports day. This is actually our second sports day, but yes, thank you so
Alito
much.
Bit of Japan.
Did you do the candy hunt in the flower tray? No, we didn't see that. That's awesome. And I wonder if they had all the students still wearing masks.
Oh, actually, I didn't notice.
They did not. For the events, while they were running, they didn't have the students wearing the masks during our events. But they did have the students when they went to sit down. They wore the masks.
And every single person attending, yeah.
Every single person attending still had their masks on.
I didn't even think about that.
The borders are still closed. Yes, kind of. So they're allowing a lot more people that are having visas for work visas and for student visas to come into the country. And they were saying that they're going to allow more visitors to come into the country as well, which I think there's
very limited.
But that's the thing. I think there's been more updated information. The last I checked, yes, I think there's been more updated information. But the last I checked, they were allowing tours to come into Japan for 2 months or something. And out of all of the tours they were allowing to come in, it was a total of 50 people. So, still not certain about that.
Hopefully those go well.
Yes.
And there's a good response from that and things can move forward.
Yes.
And we're hoping for that.
To answer your question, Mike, so the entire sporting event was actually outside and we lucked out. We barely lucked out, or it just barely happened because the night before was some pretty heavy rain. And it still
been fun.
Oh yeah, everything dried out just in time, so it was super good. I did a sports day when I was an exchange student in high school, and we did that flower tray event. Where you cut the flower and then wherever it collapses, that event. It's funny because you have to run before you find the candy, and you can't use your hands.
To run before you find the candy.
A little bit of Japan. If you could tell us a little bit more about how this event works, I think I want to try it sometime. So that would be awesome.
I'm down to cut some flowers and try to find candy.
Oh yeah, or cut flower. I'm not sure if it's the same thing. I'm thinking of
cut flower. Oh, I got
you. You have the flower and then you have to keep on cutting it, but that doesn't sound the same because there's candy involved.
Probably wouldn't have children cutting things though.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Anywho, yeah. So that's basically a lot of our thoughts on Sports Day. We loved it. It was a lot of fun. And it was cool to see it from 2 different schools because they were very different, and we're excited to see, because those were both elementary schools. We should be seeing a junior high school sports day.
In like the fall, like October or something.
Yeah, in like October-ish time. We're really excited about that. And actually, not this weekend, but the next weekend, there's supposed to be a big old tournament between all of the middle schools that we're going to be attending as well. And that's a sports-related event as well. So we're excited for that too. Yeah, but we wanted to open it up to you guys for a Q&A. If you guys have any questions about Sports Day, living in Japan, about the JET program, or anything else. Yes.
So a little bit of Japan says.
Okay, can you read it out loud?
Yes, there's a deep baking tray full of flour, powder to make bread and stuff, and there's candy hidden in it. You run, get all sweaty, and have to face dive in the flour to find it with your mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't see that event, and maybe that's just COVID related for right now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like maybe in the future we'll see that event take place again, because I would love to see that. That just sounds like a blast.
You get powder all over your face.
Oh yeah.
Wow. I'm sure that's probably why they're not doing it right now.
Yeah, that might be the sole reason, because that sounds like too much fun to ignore.
Exactly.
In addition, so this is just kind of a little extra thing. If you guys have any questions, please drop them. But one thing I wanted to bring up is, since we're talking about Sports Day, one thing that I found very, very nice while we've been here in Japan is walking. I love walking and checking out a bunch of stuff over here. And one thing that I love to do is make sure that while I'm walking, I'm not just, experiencing an adventure. I'm also earning something at the same time. So
you can't live life without earning something at the same time.
I like to kind of make all of my activities multi-purpose.
Yeah.
So there's an app that I want to recommend to you guys.
Together.
And this app, honestly, I use it every day. I love it. And this is an affiliate link, but I'm going to be dropping a link into the comments. This app is called Sweatcoin. And it is so great. Basically, for every 1,000 steps, you earn 1 coin. And with these coins, you can use it to purchase different items like Amazon vouchers or gift cards. You can use it to purchase jewelry and other things like that. And
you can actually, there's 2 other parts to the app, which I'm not trying to sell it or anything, but it's like if you walk for your work and you have your phone on you, you're just tracking your steps just by having the app. It doesn't use battery really at all.
Yes.
And you can with your sweat coins that you earn, you can donate to organizations I don't know, the Ukraine thing. You could donate to sending food to someone in Africa, whatever. There's lots of different options for
right now. I think they're doing
fundraising.
Yes,
and giving.
Right now I think they're doing donations for
it changes.
What was it? It changes every few days. But I think they're doing one for elephants in Africa, helping elephants in Africa.
And then there's also cryptocurrency.
Yes, there's also a cryptocurrency, but I don't know if it's available to people in the United States yet. However, just for myself, I really enjoy the app and I really enjoy walking. And so it's just nice. Whenever I'm going for a walk, I'm getting healthier. I'm taking an adventure, and I also know that I'm working towards something that I can actually get for myself. Like right now I'm working towards an Amazon gift card.
I want the Adidas gift card.
The Adidas gift card. See, so that's what we're working towards. And we wanted to share that with you guys because it's an app we really enjoy.
Yes. And A Little Bit of Japan said that they will try it out.
Oh, thank you so much. A Little Bit of Japan.
I hope that you enjoy it.
Yes. And yeah, so another thing that we wanted to ask you guys was, what do you want our next live stream to be about? If we don't decide on something right now, then we'll be making sure that we put up a couple polls on our community tab so that you guys can vote and decide what our next live stream should be.
Those don't always pop up on your feed. So if you're ever just wondering what we're up to, because you do that all the time, I'm sure. But you can go to our community tab and just look and see if we have any polls up.
Yes. So
we're interested in your feedback so we can make things that you're interested in.
Yes. And we usually have a community tab post every day. So if you go to Dyce Quirk and then you go to community, you can go through that, and we have different kanji quizzes that you guys can check out, pop quizzes. We have different information about things happening on the channel. We have different questions for you guys, like, hey, which one of these things are you more interested in? Or do you watch anime? And we'd love to hear what you guys think about all that. So definitely make sure you check that out. And yes, one more thing. We want to do a huge shout out to our friend Luke Rolfe. Luke Rolfe, we are so happy that you have been supporting our channel through Buy Me a Coffee. And
thank you.
Yes, so we're going to definitely be making sure we give that shout out to you right here. And we hope that if anybody else wants to join our Buy Me a Coffee, which for us, it's Buy Me an Onigiri. Yeah, so please buy us an onigiri. You can leave a special message, which we will make sure that we respond to. And also, we will be putting your name into the end of a lot of our videos.
Yes.
Basically just saying, like, thank you for sponsoring us and helping us so that we can continue to make content for you guys.
Yes.
So yeah, we are going to be dropping that into the comments as well. And let's see here. Any other questions from you guys? If we don't, then we will kind of hit up the last couple things here. Any questions, guys? No?
No.
No?
We're good.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for stopping by. We hope that you are enjoying our everyday, our daily fun fact videos, which we post on our channel as shorts. So they're less than a minute long, and they also give you a nice little dose of Japan every day. Yeah, and that's Monday through Friday. So we don't do any posts for that on Saturday or Sunday. And that's because we're hoping that as we go into this next month and we have more free time, we'll post more long-form content. Okay?
We're working towards better content. We're crazy busy for a little bit there.
Yeah. And again, our lens broke, and that was so
terrible.
Expensive.
That was terrible.
We are so glad that we're having a new lens coming in like less than a week. So we're going to start filming some long-form content with this camera. This lens right now is a macro lens. So,
oh, yeah. Which somehow is working.
Yes.
But our other lens should come in a couple days, I think.
Yeah. So
we're back on track.
We'll see you guys soon. And thank you so much for stopping by the video. And yeah, make sure you check out the pinned comment below. We'll have links to just a number of different things, from Buy Me an Onigiri to our Sweatcoin app to...
And then we'll repost, what was the first one? Oh, the playlist for...
Oh, yeah, and we'll
Japanese
also put their stuff for the playlist for the Japanese fun fact videos. So we'll see you guys next time, and Dyce Quirk out.
Bye-bye.